Alright, welcome back to part 2 of my Twisted Metal review. Now, I went through the presentation, the story, what this game is all about, how it plays. Now, what I want to talk about this time is the modes that are featured in this game. Like I said, what you have your single player campaign. Within that, you have your story, you have your challenge modes, and training. You have quick online action, which it depends, simple categories pretty much. You have your free-for-all games, which include Deathmatch, Last Man Standing, and Hunted. Team games include Team Deathmatch, Team Last Man Standing, and Team Hunted. Objective-based games it's mostly just a nuke mode pretty much. This is something that I want to really talk about in depth. Free-for-all games. Deathmatch, pretty self-explanatory. It's just you against everybody else. Try to get as many kills as you can. Last Man Standing, this is basically the core of Twisted Metal. Everybody fights it out until there's only one left, and I believe you only have one life. You either only have one life or 3 lives. I think it depends on how the host sets it. Then you have Hunted. This one, what happens is everybody can kill each other, but there's going to be one specific person that you're going to have to try to go after. That's how you rake up points. Then you have Team Deathmatch, Team Last Man Standing, and Team Hunted. Pretty self-explanatory. The same thing except team-based. Objective, nuke mode. Now this, they say it's basically just a twist on Capture the Flag, but I kind of disagree with that, even though David Jaffe says that himself. I mean, this game is a whole new, oh man, it's something like I've never experienced before. The objective is you're in a team, and there are 2 what's it called? Well, you're basically in 2 different stages that you can play. Either defense or attack, or offense. Either defense or offense, and it keeps. You have about 5 minutes for each period. You either start off as offense or defense, and after the 5 minutes, you switch to the other one. And when you're in offense, what you have to do is you have to search around the map and capture their faction leader. There are 2 of them on the map, and once you capture them, they pretty much get attached to your car, and you literally just drag them throughout the entire map. And I swear I can't even describe it. I have to show you what I mean. But what you do is you're dragging them across the map, and you have to take them to a launcher. There are 2 launchers within the map. One of them is a static one, all the way at the other side of the map in your base, and a moving launcher, which moves all around the map, but it's kind of smaller, and it makes you a little more vulnerable to enemy attack. When you stay within that launcher long enough, you will sacrifice their faction leader and launch a nuke, which you will then take control of and guide to the other team's statue. You have to guide that missile to their statue and destroy it. 3 hits and their statue will be completely destroyed. Each hit will gain you and your entire team a point. When you get all three hits, you will gain an extra point. However, if the other team manages to successfully defend their statue and not get any and destroy, or Jesus Christ, what the hell? If they successfully manage to stop any missile from hitting their statue, they get a point. And of course, whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. And it does sound a little difficult, but it's possibly one of the funnest online modes I've ever played in a video game. The only problem with it, however, is I feel that I just don't get enough experience points out of it. I mean, I've been playing a lot more Deathmatch recently because I can rake up like 1,000 experience points in just 10 minutes compared to like the 500 I get in a 30-minute nuke match. So I really think they really need to up the XP in nuke mode. And David Jaffe, he explained they can pretty much just do that on the fly. They just gotta edit the servers really quick, and it doesn't even require a patch to do that. So he does seem to be tweaking it here and there, and I think it's getting a little bit better. But I'm still kind of just stuck on deathmatch, because although nuke is incredibly fun, I feel that I don't get enough points for the amount of time I take in that mode in one game. So those were your multiplayer modes, and then you have your options. That's basically the gist of it. You also have split screen, which is a really nice touch. You either have 2-player co-op in the story mode, or 4-player split screen deathmatch. You can also do 2-player split screen online, and you can sign in to do 2 different PSN accounts, which I think is a really great feature. You have your leaderboards and your profile, which shows you unlocks, all your points, friends, settings, everything. You also have a news section with announcements, which hasn't really been updated in a good while. Then you have your games, which is server based. You can make your own server and just have a bunch of people join your game, basically. You can create one, you can filter them out, and you just have a whole bunch here, suggested. You have your clan games, you have all games, you have friend games, but it'll always default to suggested games. And you can just join whatever you feel like. It shows you the type of game it is, which map they're playing in, how many players are in right now, and if they're either in the room or if they're in the middle of the game. And you also have ranked games or unranked games. You cannot join in the middle of the game if it's ranked. And you can either set a password to them, make them private. The really, really, really big annoying issue about these server-based games is the fact that they have to be a host needs to be running them 100% of the time. They need to be the ones who set the game type. They need to be the ones who choose the map, and they need to be the ones who start the game. There's no automatic starting, and a lot of the time you will probably run into a server where either the jackass doesn't know he's a host, or he's just being an asshole who doesn't want to start the game, and everybody's just in there in the chat box complaining that the game isn't starting, and calling each other names. And yeah, it's pretty damn annoying, especially when you're in a full game and the game never fucking starts. David Jaffe did mention that he's trying to get his team to patch in an automatic start for ranked games, but apparently it's a little more difficult than he anticipated. But hopefully we will be seeing that soon, because it's extremely annoying to just get into a full promising looking game and just having the jerk off host never fucking starting it. But yeah, that's basically just the number one issue. Online game, there was some really big issues with connectivity, but with the recent patches that have been coming out, they have been getting a lot better. And let me just try to test one so far, see if I can get in. All player slots are filled. So no, that's not a network error. Calm down, people, calm down. Let's try another one. Before it was really bad. It was almost impossible to get into a game, but now it's starting to get a lot better, and there's still another patch coming out that's supposed to make things even better. Like, you see, first try and I'm already in the game. Couple people here. There's a chat box. I can quit out. Choose your vehicle. Choose your faction. Really doesn't matter which faction you choose. And yeah, for the most part, it's been working a lot better. But moving on to the characters and vehicles, actually. I gotta make this quick. I completely forgot. Here we go. I don't even know how many vehicles are in this game, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 15. You have 15 different vehicles that you can choose from, and it features a very good variety. You have your rowboats, you have your muscle cars, you have your fast sports cars, ambulance, cop cars, Hummers, Jeeps, vans, this weird coffin thing. You even have helicopters, which is a first for a Twisted Metal game. You have your semi-trucks, motorcycles, ice cream trucks, and it is a very good variety. I mean, this is like a fighting game, like I mentioned before. Each character has their very own traits, their very own special weapons. It rates their speed, the damage that their special weapon provides, and how much armor that each vehicle have. They're all very different. Like the biggest ones obviously have the best armor but the slowest speed. Some of them would have like the best armor but maybe the weakest special. The weakest cars are probably either the fastest or they have the most powerful special weapon. Some of them are just in the middle. For example, a good starting car would be Death Warrant. It's pretty balanced. Everything is about mid-range. It has good speed, good armor, a decent special weapon, and I like this car. I used it a lot, but lately I've switched to Outlaw. It's not the fastest, but it's pretty decent. I like the special weapon. It has good armor, and you basically just choose what you feel most comfortable with. You'll, just like a fighting game, you'll learn all the advantages of a certain car, and you'll probably stick to that car because you'll know every little detail. You'll know the best way to take down enemies, and each car is very unique, and you'll probably prefer one out of the rest. You'll either like the fast one, you'll either like the very strong ones but slow ones, or you'll like ones just in the middle. And like I said, it has a very good variety, so there's something for everybody. They're also very well detailed. I mean, these are some pretty nice looking cars. They have armor, they have a lot of personality to them. Like I said, very unrealistic though, but the attention to detail in this game, which I'll get to later, is just mind-blowing, at least in my opinion. I mean, there's probably some things I will mention that other fans probably haven't even noticed, or not fans, but people who have played this game, but kind of just details that they probably missed. I'll try to mention that later. And like I said, you have different characters for each vehicle. In this game, which is a first also, is any character can drive any car. You have your Holy Man, which is the preacher from Twisted Metal Black. You have Sweet Tooth, the Clowns, which has been in every single Twisted Metal game since the first. He's the most iconic character. You have Mr. Grimm, which also has been around since the first game. And you have Dollface, who was from Twisted Metal Black. But just because they're from other games doesn't mean they're the same people. I mean, each game is always different. Like Sweet Tooth, he's always different in each game. He has a different story, a different wish. Excuse me. But ultimately, it's basically he's the same lovable serial killer, you know. You also have your these things you're going to have to unlock when choosing your car. I mean, when you're playing the game, but when you're choosing a car, you have different sidearms. You have your regular machine gun, your mounted guns, submachine guns, your shotguns, rockets and magnum revolvers, and they each have their own strengths and weaknesses. The rockets are probably the most powerful, but they take the longest to reload. Magnum revolvers, they shoot pretty slow. Mounted guns are probably the weakest, but most consistent. You can hold on to the fire button without them having to reload or anything. Submachine gun, quick to spray, and there's a bit of a homing feature to them. Like, instead of just going straight, they can kind of go left or right. They can point left or right depending on where the vehicle is in front of you. But they're in short bursts and they have to reload. You have your shotgun, which has 2 rounds, but which I think take the most damage depending on where you shoot the vehicle, but also a long reload. And that's basically it. Also, custom skins. A paint shop, pretty much. You can pretty much paint these however you want. Kind of. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it, but it's kind of like the skin editors in the Forza games. I don't know if it's as in depth, but I've seen some pretty cool designs online, and it's a really nifty tool if you want to go around and give your cars even more personality. All right, that's it for this video. My next video will probably discuss maps and the graphics and maybe sound. So I'll catch you later.